Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Anyone who likes stories of true crime looks to them for a dark curiosity of all things menacing. From criminals with no regard for others, sociopaths, analytical and strategic murderers, we watch these crimes with fear. Sometimes, however, we find that criminals just don't have it in them. They spook easily, they don't know how to lie, or they simply aren't good at being delinquents. What's even better is when we catch these hilarious criminals on camera. These are the top 10 dumbest criminals caught on tape. But before we get started, why not become an archivist today by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. If you end up enjoying this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up, and in the comments section, tell us which criminal made you laugh the most.
Number 10. I'm a Barbie girl in a criminal world. This woman is by no means a hardened criminal. If I had to guess, I'd say someone in her house took her car out and she had to resort to whatever worked. Those errands aren't going to do themselves. She did look like she was enjoying it too much, laughing even when she got pulled over. We hope her fine wasn't too bad because there's a good chance it cost more than the vehicle she was pulled over in. All I want to know is if the cop asked her, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" While maybe she pretended to roll down the window. Number 9. What does possession mean? In case you're wondering, when a police officer asks you if you have a weapon, your brother's 12-gauge shotgun tucked next to your seat definitely counts. This man seems not to have known that, because when drilled about why he had lied about his possession of the weapon, he simply said, "That's not mine, that's my brother's." Of course, it does play in your favor to act dumb when you're not supposed to illegally have a weapon, and to play confused as to what exactly possession means. He was asked if he was a criminal, to which he responded no. But when his history was pulled up, it was, in the officer's words, quite lengthy. What did the man have to say? I mean, I'm not a criminal right now. After this guy completes probation, someone needs to give him a Netflix comedy special.
Right, and I'm not in possession of that.
What would you consider that?
I consider that if it was loaded and it was mine in my possession on me or something, but that's not mine, sir. That's my brother's.
Number 8. Real sneaky. In our next lesson of Delinquency 101, our top tip is, if you're hiding something, please be chill. If you're getting cuffed at that exact time, maybe don't break free to dive into your glove compartment. First of all, that officer will not feel great about the move you've pulled. Second, as soon as they catch you, which will be seconds later, they're going to go straight for the glove compartment. As we can see in Exhibit A, this will lead to a struggle which will inevitably end with you being thrown to the ground and your shirt being embarrassingly lifted from your less than fit body. So whatever it was that this guy wanted to reach, not only do they have it, they also have him on camera trying to grab it. He's gained experience in honking with his face, and he's probably pretty scruffed up as a result. Class dismissed.
What are you on parole for?
Everything? Drugs, everything?
All right, then let your hands real tight.
Here. Oh my God, what's going on?
Number 7. He said, she said goes wrong. Nothing like a scuffle between two lovebirds under the influence. As if the video knew exactly what the viewer was feeling, the cop narrates, "Well, I don't know what happened, I just got here." And so did we. Something happened. A woman is walking away and a man is being held against the squad car shirtless. He, unprompted, says, "She said I assaulted her. I didn't touch her." And then moves to, "She wanted me to assault her," pretty quickly. Soon after, he's in the back seat on his way to be processed and makes just one last attempt at a deal. "If you let me go, I'll be nice." Who could say no to that? Oh yeah, anyone in their right mind.
Well, I don't know what's going on yet, Robert. I just got here, okay?
She said I assaulted her. I ain't touched her.
Did you threaten her?
No, I didn't threaten her. I just want to go to bed. I was picking my food. She wanted me to assault her.
She wanted you to.
You
Look,
let me go and I'll be nice?
No, I ain't gonna let you go because I don't believe you're gonna be nice.
Number 6. Dope in the car? This criminal, though his time in the spotlight is short, has to be one of the biggest stars of our list. Clearly, he understands that the louder you shout back an accusation at an officer, the more innocent you look. He gets pulled over and searched against the squad car when the officer asks him, "You got some dope in the car?" And he proceeds to loudly ask him, "Dope in the car?" It was so loud that the officers actually shushed him while he apologizes with a look like, "Sorry, it's just outrageous." He continues the act, saying he had previously run because he had been accused of raising a hand to his deputy, when in reality he had raised his hand as one does in disbelief. He's got potential, I'll give him that. His parole should include acting classes.
You got some dope in the car?
Dope in the car. Oh, sorry.
Why would you want to run?
Oh, first of all, he thought that I had raised my hand to his deputy.
Okay.
When I did was I kind of, raised my hands like, how would you raise your hands? Like, what's going on? Like, disbelief.
Number 5. A drunk retelling. When cops are called in after a bar fight, they have to be ready for anything. Most of all, they have to be ready to talk to some really dumb people. This can, as it did here, result in comical dramatizations of what happened. In this case, both the assailant and the victim are pretty stupid. The cops first approach the aggressor, who starts to tell the story in a totally snicker-provoking way. First, we need to note that he's wearing a shirt that says "Broke and Violent." Broke and Violent calls his victim this dude and claims he was roommates with some old girlfriend of his and has been looking for him at the pubs. He's asked about the fight. "Just fists?" To which he responds, "Yes," like a child who's been asked if he just opened the cookie jar without taking anything. "Did the knife come out?" He said, "No." And that was that until they spoke to the other guy, who starts play-acting what happened. "He comes to swipe at me and I'm like that," he dramatizes, jumping out of the way speedily. Then we circle back to Broke and Violent, who's informed that the victim has a puncture wound in his back. To this, he responds with a quiet, "What?" And then he probably woke up hungover in jail the next day.
Was it all hands? Was it all fists? And you said yes? I said nothing more? You said yes?
I didn't stab him. I swiped at him and he took off.
Okay, well, he's got a small little puncture wound in his back.
What?
Yeah.
Number 4. Don't bite a cop. Another great lesson from another dumb criminal. There are many ways to get thrown to the ground by a police officer. We could make a list just about that, but let's be clear that this is a guaranteed way of making it happen. If you are mid-arrest, for whatever it may be, your domestic disturbance, your breaking and entering, whatever, if you try to bite the arresting officer, you will be thrown to the ground immediately. This woman, clearly not quite in her right mind, might not have known that the first time. She asks the officer who's holding her by the arms to let her go, which of course he will not. She then takes her teeth to his forearm, not quite catching him, and he throws her down. He explicitly says to her, "Let me tell you something, you are not going to do that." But did she listen? No. When she's sitting, cuffed behind an ambulance, she attempts it again and gets her head pushed down hard. Meanwhile, the paramedic watches with, clearly, some amusement. I mean, come on. You already tried this, Stacy.
Come here and Stacy.
Let me go.
Let me tell you something. You are not going to do that.
Please. Oh, God, here we go. Hey. Ow!
Number 3. Drops all his money. This criminal may be stupid or just paying for his bad karma instantly. It appears from where the video starts that he just committed some sort of robbery. He must have hit it big, too, because whatever wad he just stole, he starts throwing bills out into the street left and right. Unfortunately for him, it was quite a rainy day, and his loot is blowing away quicker than he could ever stand to watch. He knows he really can't run after it. Cars are starting to line up in the street waiting for him to make a move, and it's getting suspicious. More money flows out of his coat pockets, and we see his desperation get worse as he realizes he'll probably not see even half of what he just reaped. Maybe he got caught, maybe he didn't, but he certainly didn't get off with what he wanted. Number 2. Is it worth it? Resorting to crime may be a last-minute option. Maybe you lost your job or your debt payment is due. Whatever it is, it's not worth stealing the large apparatus in the office worth pennies. Sure, the machine may be worth a few bucks, but listen, Timmy, this isn't going to pay your rent. This criminal has gone all out in his attire and his approach, but miscalculated just a few small details. He appears to be alone in some sort of facility after hours trying to steal a prized possession that's going to be his big break. Here's the thing though. Who knew this thing was so huge? It's heavy, it doesn't fit through the break in the door, and now he can't seem to break the door well enough for it to fit. In the end, he has no choice but to go through a separate door and throw it over the electric fence surrounding the premises. He'll pick it up later. Number 1. Sir, you can't do that. At least our number 1 is actually a super young guy. We can blame all his naivety, all his stupid criminal tactics on it being probably his first attempt at real delinquency. This kid is at an electronics store trying to walk away with, well, free electronics. But see, the store has kind of thought ahead here. I'm not sure if this is his first time at an electronics store, but he seems to have not known or forgotten that they're tied up with wires. Also, it's all super sensitive and constantly sounding off alarms for no reason, so even tampering with them is a bad idea. It's just incredibly entertaining to watch him try, loudly, while breaking a ton of laptops and coming away with nothing. Man, his parents must have been so embarrassed. Thanks for watching. Don't be dumb. Do the smart thing. Subscribe to Top 10 Archive right now and you'll never regret it. Click the bell and we'll even tell you when our newest videos are uploaded. Be sure to like this one, then share your thoughts with the world in the comment section. And look, here are 2 more videos you can watch right now. Smart.